Hey all, welcome to my channel. I'm Mark, this is Mark's Mods, and today guys we're going to be doing our Lancaster bomber build. So we are going to do issue 22 of Build a Lancaster Bomber, and yeah, just a bit more work on the engine again today. Now this is tedious work, but I take it as a challenge these days when we get very tedious, complicated things to do. So yeah, I find it more enjoyable because I'm going to try and do this no matter what, whether it takes me 5 minutes, 50 minutes, 5 hours, 5 days, I'll get it done. But yeah, magnifiers I think might be your best friend on this one because these are very, very tiny parts. But hopefully after this will finish off this engine that we've been working on, and then we can continue with different parts of the aircraft hopefully. So, and this is also the last issue I have in the current pack I've got from Hachette. So I'm waiting for my next lot of parts, which should be fun. Anyway, enough said on this. Let's get on with today's build. So, with all that said, let's get modelling. Okay guys, so issue 22, we are fitting the supercharger to the engine. Lots and lots of small parts in this issue. So, first things we need is this bit here, which is the carburetor unit, and not really saying what these bits are, but what it wants us to do is we need to put these pieces together. So let's see, we'll put these together first, and then if they need gluing we can glue them. So this is going to be going on. Just like that. Don't think they need gluing, so we're okay. And then this piece is going to go into the centre. Again, that's quite a tight fit. I'll just try and straighten this piece up. Okay, so with them in place, if we turn this over, we need this bit here, and we may need to glue this. This bit is going to be going on like that. Didn't need to glue that one on. Okay, the next piece is this piece here. Now this is tiny. It really is a small part. That's going to be going into this hole just down here. And make sure things are kind of lined up. Okay, so we've got a peg on here that's going to go in to the hole. I'm probably thinking this will need glue because it is a small part, but I'll test fit it. Oh. Yeah, that's definitely going to need a bit of glue. Okay, so we'll get a bit of glue out. Okay, so I'm just going to get a bit of glue. Got my cocktail stick here. Bobbing a bit in the hole. Okay, and we'll try and fit this on Like I said, this is really, really small detail. Okay, that is on. Right, so with that on, we need this bit next. Now we should have 4 lugs on this. That needs to be facing up. And that is going to go on. Right, so that's going to go on. Kind of on top. Okay, let's try and get this on top. So we have kind of a hole to mount on this. Just making sure it goes in the right direction. That is going to sit on. Wow. This is tedious. But it's one of them. Kind of know it's possible. Okay, let's get some glue on this. Also saying there's 2 sort of matching holes to match up this with, but I really cannot. I can see one. Oh, I can sort of see another. Right. So I'm just going to put a bit of glue on these pegs. And hopefully this will all line up. Kind of wants to line up, but it's really difficult to see. Just gonna put on my magnifiers and also have a light on this. It might just give me an extra bit of light. Nope. I'm struggling a bit here, to be honest. This bit, I thought with it being a bit bigger, would be a lot easier to line up, but that is far from it. Okay, let's try again. So it doesn't help that the pegs don't want to go into the holes they should be going into. So I think I'm going to have to open up the holes slightly to make this a bit easier. Right, so just open up this hole here. Okay, and then this hole here. I don't want it too big, but I just want it enough so it makes it easier for this piece to be installed. Sometimes when they're a bit tiny like that, I just use my scalpel just to make them a little bit easier. Just notice just a bit of flashing on this peg here. Don't want to get rid of. Okay. Let's hopefully this fits. Right, so I'm still struggling with this peg here. So let's just take any of the flashing off. Okay, and let's just make the hole for this tiny bit bigger. It doesn't help that I think as well we might have a bit of excess super glue in there. So let's get all that out as well. So what I love, I still love to keep, you know, if I'm having problems like these in the videos, because you might have the same problem too, and when you come to it you might think, right, okay, I know that bit's going to be tricky, so I'm going to make sure that the holes are bigger. If that's the case, then I've done the best I can. Right. That is in. So what I might do is just run a tiny bead of glue just around them pegs. Just to keep that in place. Just on the outside. Okay. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm just going to let that glue set for a few minutes, or as it would be a few moments later, and we'll be right back.
A few moments later.
Okay, so we've given that now a chance to dry. Right, so we're just going to put that to one side because the next two pieces we need are these very tiny pieces here. Now, if I flip this over, we've got this, another tiny piece. Now that is going to be going in to there just like that, but we do need to glue that in place. Whoops. Okay, so that is in place. Now we're going to be actually putting that onto our Supercharger engine, and that, yeah, I kind of thought that might be where they're going with that one. So there is a hole right down deep inside there. That is where they want that to go. So again, I'm going to put on the magnifiers, put on the little light to try and give myself a little bit more light, and we'll somehow try and get this into the most awkward spot on here. Getting a bit more glue. Going to use my tweezers just to put this in place. The problem is you can't see whether it's got into place. I think it has, but we'll just have to see. Not happy that's gluing. This time I'm actually just going to put the peg into the glue. Keeps flying off. It's just so tiny. Okay, so I'm just holding that in place. Okay, so that is now in place. We've got another one of these to make up. So here are the two parts again. Same situation on the back, so we're going to glue these in. Okay, so that's in there. Ooh. Okay, and this then has got to go on the other side. Now the hole for that, I think, is a little bit better. No, not really. Okay, it's just in there. Just gonna dab some more glue out. Okay. Not the easiest area, but okay, just gonna hold that there for a second while that glues. Okay, so they are in place. Wow. Okay. We're not done yet though. Right, so next we need this part here. Now this is going to go on just a little hole just there when camera focuses. Come on. Come on, let's see it. This piece has got to go into that hole. Okay. There's not a lot of glue in there. I only ever get a bit out at a time anyway with glue. Okay, so that's just gone in there. That's gone in probably the easiest out of all of the points today. Okay, so with that in place, we're now going to put this on our engine. So this is going to go on to the back here, and we've got these 4 holes just there that this is going to be mounted upon. Now I'm just doing a quick test fit. Yeah, that's going to go in okay. Always sometimes better to do a test fit before you mount it. Certainly was easier doing the Merlin engine on the Spitfire. That was a lot bigger. And we only had one of them. Okay, so fit this on. Some bits coming off here, but I'm not bothered about that right now. Right. Okay, that's gone on. Just. So I'll just put these repairs. These exhausts keep falling off, which is a bit of a pain, and I did glue them in. So like I didn't, and I just push fitted in. We're all glued in. Okay, and then on this side that needs to go back on. Okay, that's not too bad. This time I'm actually just going to brush some glue directly onto here. Tweezers. Might be able to get away without it then, but no, it's a tight area. It wants to go into. Right, you get your tweezers in there. Sometimes I just wish the glue would react a little bit quicker. You know, it always reacts a little bit quicker when it comes to your hand or your fingers. It doesn't react quicker when it comes to where you want it to glue to. Right. Okay. Right, so with that in place, we've just got one last thing to do. Is we've got this bit of pipe in here. That's some legs of a bug or something. Now there is some holes on the top of the engine that these are going to fit into. And I really just want to let this thing dry. Okay, so let's get these in and let's get this issue completed. So I'll do one side and the other. Okay. Okay, that's one side in. Let's put some glue on the other. Right, that's one pipe in on that side. Just need a tad tiny bit more glue. That should do it. Now I'll get the other pipe in. Okay. Oh, right guys, that is this issue done. That is completed work. That was not easy in the slightest. I really, that was difficult to do, but it's done. And it's on, which is the main thing. So that is completed work. Wow. Oh, very tiny to work with. Very tiny, but that is what we've got at the end of this stage. That was tedious, but yeah, it's done. So that is stage or issue one. Issue one. I'm about to say 100. Yeah, that is issue 22 complete. Well guys, that's it for our Lancaster for this issue. Thank you for tuning in. That was very tedious work. My only advice on that one, again guys, and I think I said this throughout the entire engine build, is take your time with it. Don't rush it, and make sure things are lining up and pegs are all lining up, and that they're going in properly. Because I've got a funny feeling a couple of millimeters out of this engine, it's probably not going to fit. And then you've got to take it apart and do whatever you need to do after, which is not going to be easy. So yeah, definitely take time on that one. That was tedious, and them magnifiers really do help. I think when I first got them, I found them very hard to work with because I've never used them before, but I've got used to them over the time, and yeah, it's a lot better with them. And as well, it's good to have practice with tweezers as well, because using magnification with tweezers can be difficult as well. So practice. That's my only advice I can give. Anyway guys, if you like this video, please could you give it a massive thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell and be notified of any future videos. But as for always, stay safe and bye for now.